everywhere, GBS.
A very good evening and thank you for joining GBS News at 9. My name is Stephen George and our sign language interpreter tonight is Paul Madeng. And now, President William Ruto has today completed his second day tour in Narok County as he keeps on opening and launching new projects. The head of state today was in Ololunga region in Narok South, where he was escorted by the pro-broad-based administration leaders from ODM party and UDA. And this is where Ruto cracked the whip over the anti-broad-based government individuals, as Davis Karani reports.
After starting his tour in Narok County yesterday, especially in Suswa and Ewasongiro, the country's #1 President William Ruto set his foot to Sogo Ololunga with a promise to those he termed as tribalists.
Katika hii Kenya iko vikundi viwili. Iko kikundi hii yetu ya broad-based, watu wanaoamini katika umoja wa Wakenya, watu wanaoamini katika umoja. Lakini kuna kikundi kingine ngambo ile, watu wa chuki, watu ya ukabila, watu wa migawanyiko wameungana tena pande ile atukuendesha ukabila katika taifa letu la Kenya. Mimi nataka niwaambie wale watu wa ukabila na chuki na migawanyiko, tuko tayari kukabiliana na nyinyi kwa sababu Kenya hii tumekubaliana, hatutaki ukabila, hatutaki chuki, hatutaki migawanyiko.
The head of state also promised to deliver more forest title deeds to the county government of Narok while giving an order to those who stay in it to be moved out, as he assured them of providing the alternative residential area.
Nimetoa title deed ya Mau Forest na tumesema hatutaki tena mtu yeyote kuingia ndani ya Mau Forest. Tengeneze list ya wale watu ambao wametoka kule kwa forest, alafu mimi nitawapanga tuone kama tunaweza kuwatafutia shamba ama tuwapatie compensation waweze kuendelea na maisha yao, wasihangaike vile wanahangaika saa hizi.
His development agenda was echoed by the leaders who escorted him, stating that he is a true symbol of national unity due to his balanced service delivery act to the nation.
Si umesikia rais amesema amekuja hapa Narok tangu jana, mambo ya stima, mambo ya airport, mambo ya kuleta DCC hapa, mambo ya hospitali yetu ya Sogo, mambo ya hii barabara. Hiyo ni maendeleo, si maendeleo? Si maendeleo, si maendeleo? Hiyo ni kazi ya wananchi ama ni kazi ya siasa? Si ni kazi ya wananchi?
Davis Karani, GBS News, Nairobi.
Moving on swiftly, at least one person has died and several others were seriously injured following a road accident in the Githurai area of Nairobi on Wednesday morning. Kasarani Sub-County Police Commander Emmanuel Drono confirmed the incident, stating that 3 passengers were seriously injured while 9 others were treated for minor injuries and transported to Kenyatta National Hospital for treatment. According to eyewitnesses, the accident occurred when a matatu traveling from Nairobi Central Business District to Thika lost brakes and collided with a motorcycle carrying a Palion passenger. Authorities have launched an investigation into the incident and efforts are ongoing to determine the exact cause of the crash.
Ilitoka from nowhere hiyo gari, ikakuja ikabondana, kubondana watu wakakufa walai, akituwekewe bampadikani 200 hapa walai. Wenyewe watu wamekufa vibaya.
Na bado tunafai, bado tunaongezewa matraffic kwenye barabara na madereva bado wajiangalie sana. Madereva wajiangalie. Jua unaona dereva mwenye amefanya hiyo yote, ametoroka juu ya nini? Jua anajua amefanya vibaya. Unaweza endesha aje gari high speed na unajua gari imekosa brake na ameruka na akatoroka. Kwa hivyo madereva wajiangalie sana. Hiyo tu ndio mimi naweza tu.
Mtu wa Nduthi na yeye
alikuwa anapanda hivi.
Amebeba
vichwa za mbuzi. Lakini yote imefanyika na yote inakuanga ya Mungu ama aje.
Hapa mahali nipo ni Githurai ambapo accident imefanyika na tumepoteza maisha, na nimeongea na wachuuzi wale wako kwa barabara waweze kusonga watoke kwa barabara, na pia wachuuzi wote hawkers ambao mnaoccupy road reserve, tafadhali songeni kabla maafa kama haya yaweze kufanyika.
It was a heated session in the Senate House early today as Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi failed to appear before the plenary to answer pertinent questions following within his ministry. It was Machakos Senator Enoch Wambua who raised the question of why the CS had not appeared yet. According to the senators, he was seen attending political rallies alongside the president in Nyanza.
Initially, the Senate plenary had a hitch by lacking a quorum to commence its business in the early morning hours of today. This prompted Speaker Amason Jeffer Kingi to invoke Standing Order number 40, directing the Sergeant at Arms to ring a bell for 10 minutes for senators to enter the House. And once the senators were in, the House business began.
We do have quorum now, so we'll start the day's business. Clerk, you may proceed to call the first order.
Then on questions time, Senator Enoch Wambua registered his disappointment over the failure to appear before the plenary by Treasury CS John Mbadi.
Yes, Senator for Kitui.
Thank you, the Speaker, for that communication. Speaker, I just want to go on record and register my disappointment with the CS for Treasury because the Speaker, if my memory serves me right, this is the second time that the CS is avoiding or failing to present himself before this House to respond to questions by members. Mr. Speaker, I am disappointed, and let me just go on record, that the CS, a former member of Parliament, can afford to write to you this morning at 9 a.m. To say that he's not arriving or presenting himself at 9:30 at the opening of the House with the Speaker. The Speaker, that is the height of contempt for this House.
Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale echoed the same frustration.
Yes, Senator Boni.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm equally concerned. I sit on the Senate Finance and Budget Committee, and the minister did the same thing to us yesterday, only that he was clever by a half, in the sense that his excuse was he was attending cabinet, and you can see he was not in cabinet, he was in a rally. If this parliament is not going to rise, let me tell you, what is happening in the broad-based government is not going to be any different with what we saw in the Grand Coalition. Once people who have been opposing each other come together, Mr. Speaker, in the executive, it is Parliament that can call them to order. Mr. Speaker, allow me to say this. Colleagues, when we found ourselves where broad-based is starting to take us, Honorable Mother Karua, Honorable Mungatana, Honorable Kitobe Manyara, and myself, we took upon ourselves and created an opposition. Something must be done. This is arrogance of the highest level.
During such a heated session in the floor of the House, Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna could not just warm the bench.
Senator Sifuna.
So, Honorable John Mbadi, I will call him by his name, must know that as a House we are unhappy that he has time to attend rallies where he explains how much money Luos are going to get from this government, and he has time to go to Citizen TV to tell us lies about economic growth. When you read the newspapers today, data from the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, Honorable Speaker, is saying that the economy has done the worst since COVID, that we have lost jobs, that salaries and wages have shrunk because of the taxation that has been imposed by this government. Then you go on Citizen pontificating there about the work that you are doing. Honorable Speaker, we will call out these cabinet secretaries without fear.
Other senators who got the time to ventilate their anger on the matter are Tana River Senator Danson Mungatana, Isiolo Senator Adan Fatma, and Bungoma Senator David Wakoli Wafula. And finally, Speaker Amason Jeffer Kingi rested the case.
I've heard your disappointments. I've heard your concerns, and honorable senators, indeed, this letter is contemptuous. It does not even indicate the reason why the CS is not present. And if you read Standing Order 51D, it clearly states that if a CS fails to appear for no good reason, then a censure motion can ensue.
Victor Jing, EBS News at 9.
Moving on swiftly, the probe into the killing of Kasipul Member of Parliament Charles Were indicates that he was killed by his close associates. According to the Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen, the government has apprehended suspects involved in the murder and launched a crackdown on collaborators, with security agencies using advanced intelligence and technology to identify those responsible. CS Murkomen confirmed that the slain Member of Parliament was shot under the protection of his bodyguard, a fact he described as unfortunate, and assured that all perpetrators and collaborators will be severely punished to deter similar crimes in the future. The MP was ambushed and shot at a traffic stop in Nairobi by assailants on a motorcycle in a targeted and premeditated attack. Police investigations have been ongoing, with evidence collection and eyewitness accounts helping to narrow down suspects.
First, let me say that we condole with the family of Honorable Were, as I have said that before, but let me just repeat here to say our condolences to the family of Honorable Were, and that incident is shocking. The circumstances under which the Member of Parliament was killed, the manner in which it was done, despite even him having security and him having been conscious about his own life and gone public about the same. It is regrettable that it turned out as it did. Luckily, it is within my knowledge that we have made very significant progress in arresting the perpetrators and their collaborators. And it will shock you to note that this is a very heinous crime that was done in a very cavalier manner, involving people that ordinarily some should have taken good care of the interests of the Member of Parliament. And so in the process, we want to affirm that the government of Kenya is committed to making sure that those perpetrators, some which have been arrested and others, their collaborators who will be arrested anytime soon, will be brought to book. They will be, they will be an example. Their discipline will be an example. Their punishment will be an example to anyone who thinks that they can run away from the law and who thinks that they can hide from such crimes. I think that the manner in which the police were able to pick very quickly those who are involved is a signal that anyone who is trying to harm another Kenyan, not just the Member of Parliament, for any citizen, we have the tools and the abilities to be able to arrest them. And by the way, let me remind the people of Kenya, despite the sometimes criticism that comes from some quarters, every single day, the National Police Service and our officers are arresting different kind of criminals all over the country that are either attempting robberies, attempting murder, and thanks to our police officers, a lot of this has been foiled. And I believe that going forward, we will continue improving on our security systems to protect every citizen, including those who are.
Well, it is time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming into a social media platform. GBS TV Africa, the SMS line is 21144. We'll be right back.
And for the topic of the day, self-awareness and sisterhood. Self-awareness and sisterhood.
People know they're self-aware, but if you don't know how to act on it, then you're not really as self-aware as you think.
I usually say, and whatever, you cannot give what you don't have. So impact yourself first and work on yourself. If you feel like they're draining you, well and good.
By the way, kuna kijana, unajua Ian amekuwa akinichanganya nini and I really want us to be together. Unaniambia Ian, acha nikwambie, ufanye hivi na hivi na hivi. Alafu tunakuja friend dinner or something, na kuna una turn up na Ian. Are you mad?
You know, as adulting is adulting, right now is the real intentionality that comes in. But if you are self-aware as a person, you get to now be intentional with ask, kama mmekuwa distant, you can reach out. Today's game is sing the artist song, right? Sing the artist song. Nyashinski! Aya basi, twende nalo. Uko salama, wote malaika na mabawa ya, wote wanakita wewe mama ya.
Remove my skin and I won't cry. But you might. What am I? Are you still practicing art ukifanya your engineering? Umezimix ama umeenda tu fully on art? Sasa najua, hebu kwanza tutajia, because najua huwezi taja wote. Just some of the people wenye, some of the celebs wenye umeweza ku reveal your art to them.
Jacoba, bibi yake. Ile siku walifurahia mbaya. Mimi nilikuwa emotional mbaya sana. Lilia. Don't check that video, guys. Nililia mbaya.
I was seeing kuna place ulikuwa unasema like Biendo alikusaidia sana in building your career. Unaweza tuambie hiyo moment venye ilikuanga?
We.
Today we are going to be learning a very interesting song called Skinamarinky Dinky Ding, Skinamarinky Doo, I love you. First, I will teach you slowly, then follow me. Skinamarinky Dinky Ding, Skinamarinky Doo, I love you. Let's do one more. Skinamarinky Dinky Ding, Skinamarinky Doo, I love you. And Skinamarinky Dinky Ding, Skinamarinky Doo, I love you.
Everywhere, GBS.
And welcome back now to the next story. The government has reaffirmed its commitment to boosting local industries through policy reforms and public-private partnerships with a strong focus on agro-processing and value addition. This comes as new wheat milling machinery was unveiled at Joy Millers Limited in Kirinyaga County, a move that aims to position the region as a key agro-industrial hub while creating jobs and improving farmers' incomes.
The government has reaffirmed its dedication to supporting local industries through policy reforms and public-private partnerships, focusing strongly on value addition and agro-processing. Cabinet Secretary for Investments, Trade and Industry Lee Kinyanjui, speaking during the commissioning of new wheat milling machinery at Joy Millers Limited in Kutus, Kirinyaga County, emphasized that no nation can develop without industrial growth, praising the collaboration between national and county governments.
There is no country that ever developed without value addition and industrialization. Hii mambo ya VAT refunds, I agree it is a challenge, but we are at an advanced stage to ensure that we resolve this matter once and for all, because the funds that are withheld by KRA becomes an additional cost of finance for the companies. And this applies mainly to export-oriented companies and where they do not they sell a product that's not vatable. So we are working on that, and I hope that members of parliament will be able to appreciate how much of a handicap this has been to our companies.
The CS also urged financial institutions to lower interest rates, revealed ongoing efforts to streamline licensing procedures, and highlighted the removal of import taxes on industrial equipment as part of measures to attract investors.
Mambo ya multiple compliance organizations Imetajwa hapa, iko NEMA, iko fire, una require license here. Kuna sheria ambayo tumetengeneza ambayo inasema uniform procedure, so that when you go you just need to give one license and all that is done. The National Assembly imeweza kuipitisha, ministry imepitisha, na sasa iko katika Attorney General, ili kama hata ni distributor na nataka kuuza unga kutoka hapa into 5 counties, you don't need to have a license in all the 5. One of them can consider it.
Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru celebrated the milestone, stating that the new equipment positions the country as an agro-industrial hub, lauding Joy Millers for creating jobs and contributing to the region's economic transformation.
This continued investment affirms that Joy Millers is far more than a processing facility. It is a vital partner in our county's transformative journey. I can also proudly say that Kirinyaga is no longer just an agricultural county. We are becoming an agro-industrial hub. Our future lies in the intersection between agriculture and industry. And we are committed to building a county where farmers thrive, industries flourish, and the young people find meaningful work. Companies such as Joy Millers serve as bridges connecting our rich agricultural output to a global market eager for high-quality value-added products. They have set remarkable precedent, proving that homegrown businesses can scale and flourish in Kirinyaga.
Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ata urged the national government to make it easier for manufacturers to access funding and to cut down on the lengthy licensing procedures that slow down investment.
Most of these manufacturers wako na shida ya refund ya VAT. National government iko pesa inaweka ya kufacilitate VAT refund. Ninge propose hiyo kiti ya VAT refund iwe nyingi. Kisheria, I am told mume extend VAT refund from 30 days to 60 days. Ninge propose you reduce. Juu hawa industrialists, they require that capital ndio kuendelea kupush na their operations. Number 3 ni regulations. Lazima to reduce regulations. Ungeuliza bwana ni karibu sijui ngapi. Kuko na NEMA license, kuko na sijui fire, whatever. Please, as a ministry, we need to deregulate our manufacturing sector.
Triza Tieno, GBS News.
Water remains to be the world's most precious commodity, but is the most misused. In times of drought, saving water is the only solution to making sure you have it. Don't use the shower when water is scarce. Instead, use the basin while bathing. Repair all leaking taps and pipes. Wash your car only whenever necessary. If not, use a piece of cloth to wipe it clean. Do not use the hose pipe to water your garden. Instead, use the water you clean your vegetable with to water your flowers. Do not release wastewater into rivers. Note that your downstream is someone else's upstream. Of all the waters available on Earth, only 1% is fit for human consumption. Every drop counts.
We apologize for that technical hitch. Now, United Democratic Alliance UDA coordinators across Embu County have ditched the ruling party, citing poor service delivery and unkept promises. They said the Kenya Kwanza government had failed to deliver on the promises it made to the people of Embu as signed during the Embu Economic Charter in the run-up to 2022 elections. Led by UDA County Coordinator Joshua Kanake, the officials said they have decided to cut ties with the party and are ready to mingle and associate with like-minded people or political outfits. Speaking at a press briefing in Embu town, the leaders accused UDA of turning its back on those who spent their time and resources to campaign for it. They also accused the party's national chair, who is also Embu Governor, Cecily Mbarire, of turning a deaf ear to their grievances.
We went there with a lot of faith, and all the people we were interacting with who were devoted members of the church, and the clarion call of this government was a government of God-fearing people. So when we were selling the party, we were selling a party to the people, nationally and even at the county level. And we sold it, and for 6 months consecutively, Embu was #1 in the recruitment in terms of numbers, in terms of percentage, and #3 in terms of numbers. And we were very proud because we knew we had it.
We are the people who convinced the populace of Embu people to vote for this government. We feel that we no longer want to be associated with a system that has failed our people in terms of service and delivery. And therefore, we are here to make a declaration that from today henceforth, we have nothing to do with the UNDA party, and we want to leave it to Honorable Cecily Mbarire to continue with it and our colonies, to continue looting this country and to continue misadvising the government, so that when the final day comes, when people will be called to account, we shall not be lumped together with her as the leadership of UNDA party. Tumehama. We are 3 elements. We are learned to associate, to mingle and associate with the like-minded people of Kenya. And because charity begins at home, this team here is ready for the next dispensation.
We choose to divorce the UDA party today with a lot of confidence, and it is what it is. Right now, power belongs to the people. We move by the people, and if it belongs to the people of Embu, we will go by what they decide. We have a new beginning as from now. We choose peace, we have chosen a divorce, and we will move together. We wish to register our disappointment to the UDA party for giving a deaf ear, despite working for to build the party from scratch, from the grassroots. It is so unfortunate that despite all the work done, time used and resources used from the top officials to the grassroots officials, nobody gave an ear to us. We have tried engagements, but nobody has come to our aid.
Crank your volume and listen to this. A fiery political exchange erupted in Siaya County as Gay Member of Parliament Elisha Odhiambo calls for Governor James Orengo to resign. Speaking at a public participation forum in Wagai Game regarding the entrenchment of the constituency's development fund into the Constitution, Member of Parliament Odhiambo launched a scathing attack on Governor Orengo. He criticized Orengo's continued opposition to the broad-based government, which includes his own party ODM. Odhiambo stated that the local community had firmly decided to support the government and no amount of protest from the governor would change their minds. The GEM Member of Parliament also accused Governor Orengo of hypocrisy, criticizing the national government for service delivery failures while neglecting critical issues within Siaya County. Additionally, Odhiambo condemned ODM Acting National Chairman Gladys Wanga for her statement restricting attendance at the late Kasipul Member of Parliament Ongondo Were's funeral to ODM members only. He, however, commended the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and the Interior Ministry for their swift action in investigating Were's murder.
I'm encouraging the governor of Siaya. If you don't find it well to work with Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto, why don't you just exit and allow us to be Luos? Because we have lost so many people demonstrating. And when people are demonstrating, we can never see children of rich people. Those children are kept. It's the children of poor people who die. So us as Luos, we have made a deliberate decision to work with government, let other communities also demonstrate. Give a power. Awaja UAO. And to tell us that, you know, development is our right. Taxes, we pay taxes. Bwana Orengo. The women in the market of Wagai are paying Osuru. They don't have a toilet. It is their right that you build for them a toilet because you are picking money from them. So you cannot be talking about national government, and here in Siaya and in GEM, it is deplorable. The hospitals have no drugs. Today, Orengo is in Austria. He has been sent to Austria by Wandai because we have decided, me as a member of Energy Committee, that instead of building nuclear, people of course have refused. We now want to explore possibility of building a nuclear plant in Lake Victoria, the way Uganda is doing it. And I was not amused by what Gladys Wanga said, because I'm wondering, that outburst, was it because the person who supported you to be a governor has come back, Honorable Matiang'i? Was that the outburst to tell us that you can get away to go back to somebody who supported you financially to be a governor?
In a bid to revitalize the coffee sector in Embu, the county government on Wednesday has chipped in and assisted 4 coffee or cooperative societies with 28 million shillings for infrastructural development. Each of the 4, Kirimiri, Arianjagi, Kanjugu, and Muramuki, received 7 million shillings each towards modernization of their infrastructure that was channeled through the National Agricultural Value Chain Development Project. Here's more on the story.
Within 2 months,
the funds, according to Governor Cecily Mbarire, are set to support the construction of solar dryers, metallic drying beds, sorting sheds, improvement of fermentation tanks, and installation of CCTV cameras, among other key installations. Speaking while disbursing the checks to the factory's management in Embu town on Tuesday, Governor Mbarire said these measures are aimed at improving production, reducing production costs, and enhancing competitiveness of the sector through production of quality coffee.
Tumeweza kupatia factory ine ama cooperatives ine pesa ya kutengeneza factory zao.
She reported that previously they have supported 8 factories and will continue with the modernization program of all the factories to improve production quality and quantity-wise. The governor said that through their effort and also the national coffee reforms, farmers have witnessed an improvement in payout, with some factories reporting as high as 148 Kenyan shillings per kilo of cherry.
Mnajua kwamba for the first time in a very, very, very long time, actually Embu County is witnessing the best returns kutoka kwa kahawa, na tumeweza kupata, hakuna factory iko chini ya 100, lakini mingi ni kutoka 130 kwenda mpaka 148 per kilo, na ndio tuweze kuendelea na kusaidia hizi factories. Leo tumerudi tena, tayari tumesaidia about 8 factories Beleni, na leo tumesaidia zingine 4. Tumepatia kila factory 7 million. Wengi wao wanatengeneza metallic dryers, table dryers, watakuwa wanatengeneza fermentation tanks kufanya tiling na channel zote.
She added that they will also extend similar initiatives towards milk and tea sectors that are also major economic activities in the county besides coffee.
Tumeongea na wasimamizi wa hizi factories, tukawaambia mahali kwingine kazi ilifanywa vizuri na tukuwa na malalamishi yote, na hata auditor alipokuja kuaudit project zetu walifurahi kuona ile kazi imefanywa. Ningetaka kuwaomba hata hawa wafanye kazi vile tumesikizana, na watakuwa na officers wetu ambao wataongoza mambo ya procurement kuhakikisha wamefanya procurement kulingana na sheria na kazi imefanywa vile inatakikana. We are also very happy with the support and the reforms that have been initiated by the national government. Tungetaka kusema asanti kwa mheshimiwa wetu president kwa ile reforms ameweza kuleta, kwa sababu bila hizo reforms hii bei tumeona hatungepata. We are happy. Tumetoa wale wote ma middlemen walikuwa kati ya mkulima and the market. Now we are happy that sasa tunaweza market kahawa yetu directly.
One of the beneficiaries, New Kirimiri Factory Chair Patrick Njiru, said the boost will assist them improve efficiency and reduce post-harvest losses that have been associated with poor infrastructure.
Production ndio imekuwa tizo, ndio imekuwa ikiturundisha nyuma, sababu ile mazao tulikuwa tunapata ilikuwa mazao kidogo sana. Kwa hivyo pande ya development ile pesa tunatenga ya operation haingetuwezesha kutengeneza kitu kama hizi. Sasa tunatengeneza minanda, sorting sand, hizo vitu zilikuwa zimeharibika, na saa hii tumefaidika na hii muradi sababu ile pesa tulikuwa tunatenga ilikuwa kidogo. Saa hii hiyo pesa sasa tutaitumia kwa kujenga minanda yote. Tunataka ile yote ambao tuitoe tuweke metallic drying bed. Alafu kuna hii sehemu nyingine wakulima wanachagulia kahawa inaitwa sorting shed. Nayo hiyo sorting shed tunataka tuitengeneze vizuri, ndio kahawa ikimwagwa chini isiwe saa zingine unakuta hata kahawa imechanganyikana na mchanga. So itengenezwe vizuri ndio tuwe tunatunza kahawa vizuri, sababu kahawa ni chakula. Na kahawa ikishikana na mchanga, wale watu wanafanya capping. Sasa watakunja kugundua rapu na kahawa imechanganyikana na mchanga, na hapo ndipo tutakuwa tukipoteza pesa. Pande hiyo ingine bado tulikuwa na changamoto ya fencing, ambayo hiyo society yetu yote haikuwa fenced, na bado hii muradi imetusaidia sababu sasa tutakuwa tutaimfence yote kabisa. Alafu pande ingine nayo ilikuwa na shinda bado ni hii tunaita kuna mahali kwingine especially pande ya ofisi hatuna hii CCTV na ile ingine siren. Kwa hivyo sasa usiku watchman akipata shinda sasa alikuwa anatumia hii njia zingine za kienyeji, ukute labda amepiga nduru. Sasa tutaweka hiyo siren ndio kukikuwa na shinda anaigusa mara moja, sasa watu wanaelewa vile kunaenda.
Time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming on our social media platform, GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is 214. We'll be right back.
Water remains to be the world's most precious commodity, but is the most misused. In times of drought, saving water is the only solution to making sure you have it. Don't use the shower when water is scarce. Instead, use the basin while bathing. Repair all leaking taps and pipes. Wash your car only whenever necessary. If not, use a piece of cloth to wipe it clean. Do not use the hose pipe to water your garden. Instead, use the water you clean your vegetable with to water your flowers. Do not release wastewater into rivers. Note that your downstream is someone else's upstream. Of all the waters available on Earth, only 1% is fit for human consumption. Every drop counts.
because I am very, very happy. So we are on Kids Mind on GBS TV.
Today we're going to make ta-da! A boba tea letter set.
We are moving to singing class.
Skinamarinky dinky ding, skinamarinky doo. I love you.
The tortoise and the hare. Friends, do you know about this story?
Now you're finished to make.
Enjoy yourselves, everybody.
Everywhere, GBS.
And welcome back now to international news. Over 18,500 Sudanese refugees have fled to eastern Chad in just 2 weeks after armed fighters from the Rapid Support Forces attacked the Zamzam displacement camp in Darfur, killing hundreds and destroying vital infrastructure. The new arrivals, many of them injured, malnourished or separated from their families, are adding pressure to the Chad's overstretched humanitarian response.
More than 18,500 Sudanese refugees have fled into eastern Chad in just 2 weeks, following a brutal assault on the Zamzam displacement camp and ongoing violence in Al-Fasher and Darfur. The United Nations Refugee Agency reports that hundreds of thousands are now on the move, many suffering from malnutrition, trauma and violence-related injuries.
We are living difficult periods with the influxes after the bombing of Zamzam IDP camp in Darfur and Al-Fasher. We have hundreds of thousands people moving who have been living in Zamzam. We didn't expect this big influxes of people. It's terrible here at the border. Many children, unaccompanied children like the one of 14 years we just met. This boy of 9 years who is crying here looking for their parents. Many persons with specific needs, with elder, the doctor just told me that there are many pregnant women, lactating women who are malnourished. So we expect more malnourished people coming now, talking about people who are dying on their way from Zamzam to between Tawila and here at Tine, dying with hunger.
The crisis has overwhelmed Chad, which is already hosting 1.3 million refugees, including nearly 800,000 from Sudan alone. Humanitarian resources are stretched thin, with aid workers struggling to meet basic needs. Triza Tiengo, GBS News.
Tensions are escalating in Northeast Africa as Sudan cuts all diplomatic ties with the United Arab Emirates. The move comes amid explosive allegations that the UAE is supporting rebel forces in Sudan's ongoing civil war, with deadly attacks hitting key cities and international legal efforts falling short. The humanitarian crisis deepens. Here's more on the story.
Sudan has cut diplomatic ties with the United Arab Emirates, accusing it of backing the rival Rapid Support Forces in the ongoing civil war. The move follows deadly RSF attacks on Port Sudan, once considered a safe zone. The UAE denies any involvement, while Sudan has recalled its ambassador and shut down its missions. Now in its second year, the war has killed thousands and displaced millions. Recent drone strikes have intensified the crisis, and while RSF remains silent, the army holds them responsible. A genocide case by Sudan against the UAE was dismissed by the International Court of Justice on a technicality. Despite the fallout, the UAE is calling for international action to end the conflict and provide aid. With both sides facing war crimes accusations, peace remains distant and Sudan's people continue to suffer. Elvin Muyodi, GPS News.
A group of Moscow students dressed in vintage Soviet World War II uniforms and dresses danced to old tunes at the 3rd annual Victory Waltz in Moscow on Tuesday. Around 400 people gathered for the occasion, with some non-combat war survivors making up the core audience. The Victory Waltz was part of a Victory Day celebration in front of a model of the main Soviet order, the Order of Victory, at the historical gate of the Exhibition of Achievements of National Economy in Moscow. Yemen's run for cover as Israeli airstrikes rain down on the capital Sana'a. This is one of the main targets referred to by the Israeli military in Houthi terrorist infrastructure to Yemen. Now, it's the Sana'a International Airport, commercial airliners, runways and hangars all engulfed in flames. Now, the Israeli Prime Minister says it's a reprisal attack for Sunday's Houthis missile strike that penetrated several layers of air defense landing near Ben Gurion International Airport in Tel Aviv, closing it for several hours. There were additional air strikes on factories north of capitals as well as power plants. The Israeli military says the manufactured cement that is used by the Houthis to build tunnels, the port of Hodeidah, the second largest in Red Sea, is the gateway for up to 80% of food imports in Yemen, a country in which half of the population faces acute food and security. Now, the Houthis maintain that the target of Israel will cease only once the attacks and blockade of Gaza ends. It is time for your favorite segment of the show, the sports news. Let's get sporty. Algerian striker Baghdad has finally opened up about the high-profile transfer that didn't happen, a move to Egyptian giants Al Ahly. He revealed why the deal fell through, his feelings on missing out on the Club World Cup, and what the future holds with the Algerian national team under new coach Valmir. Now, here is the full story.
Algerian striker Baghdad Bouneja has confirmed he received a big offer from Al Ahly, but a deal could not be reached. Talks between the Egyptian club and his current side Al Shamal broke down, despite Bouneja's strong interest in making the move.
I had a big offer from Al Ahly club, and it was an honor for me to have my name linked to Al Ahly. There were communications between Al Ahly's management and Al Shamal's management, but they couldn't reach an agreement. There were some things they didn't agree on.
The transfer would have seen Bouneja join Al Ahly in the expanded Club World Cup this June in the United States, but Al Shamal chose to keep him as part of their long-term project.
I was excited to go, I was happy, and of course I wanted to because Al Ahly is a big club. But Al Shamal's management had a different opinion. They wanted me to stay because they had a project and they wanted me to be part of it.
On the national front, Bouneja praised new Algeria coach Vladimir Pekovic and expressed hope for a strong run at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, aiming to bring home another title for the Desert Foxes.
Of course, we achieved success with Jamel Belmadi. Football has success and failures. It's impossible for any coach to always be successful throughout his career. There will be losses and wins. That's football. It's part of the game. We went through a period with Jamel Belmadi. We were happy, we got upset, we cried. That's football. Now we have a new coach who has a high level and he's doing a great job with the players.
Elvin Muyodi, GBS Sports.
We have come to the end of the news bulletin. It is always a pleasure having you on board. Let's do this again, same time, same channel. We make your news our business. My name is Stephen George, and our sign language interpreter tonight has been Paul Madenge. Good night.
Everywhere, GBS.